Welcome to Episode 1 of Icons of History, where we explore the lives of history's most fascinating figures. Today we dive into the world of Pablo Escobar, the infamous drug lord whose rise to power, extreme wealth, and eventual downfall captivated the world. Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born on December 1, 1949, in Medellin, Colombia. From humble beginnings, Escobar would rise to become one of the most powerful and dangerous figures in history. Escobar grew up in a poor neighborhood and initially engaged in petty crimes, including theft and smuggling. His entry into the drug trade began with the sale of small amounts of marijuana, but it was his involvement in cocaine that would define his empire. Escobar became a key figure in the burgeoning cocaine trade. Through his organization, the Medellin Cartel, he established a sophisticated network that controlled the bulk of the cocaine entering the United States. At the height of his power, Escobar's cartel was responsible for up to 80% of the cocaine smuggled into the U.S. Escobar's wealth was staggering. He was one of the richest men in the world, amassing a fortune estimated at over $30 billion. His assets included sprawling estates, a private zoo, and a fleet of luxury cars. His infamous estate, Hacienda Nápoles, was a testament to his opulent lifestyle. Despite his criminal activities, Escobar was known for his complex relationship with the public. He invested heavily in community projects, building housing and soccer fields for the poor in Medellin. His philanthropy earned him a Robin Hood-like reputation among some Colombians, though it was deeply intertwined with his criminal enterprises. Escobar's empire was not without its dark side. His cartel's violence and intimidation were ruthless. He employed a strategy of terror, using bombings, assassinations, and other brutal tactics to maintain control and eliminate rivals. The violence extended to law enforcement and politicians, contributing to a climate of fear and instability in Colombia. In the 1980s, as pressure mounted from the Colombian government and the U.S., Escobar attempted to negotiate. He offered to end his violent campaign in exchange for political concessions and a reduced sentence. However, these negotiations largely failed, and Escobar's attempts to legitimize himself were met with skepticism and hostility. November 27, 1989, a day that marked one of the most notorious acts of violence associated with Escobar. The Medellin cartel orchestrated the bombing of Avianca Flight 203. This commercial airliner was targeted after its passenger, a known rival of Escobar, was identified on board. The bomb, concealed in a suitcase, exploded mid-flight, killing all 107 people on board. This horrific act of terrorism was a clear message from Escobar's cartel. No one was beyond their reach. The bombing not only devastated families but also drew international condemnation, intensifying the global focus on Escobar's criminal activities. Another significant episode occurred in 1991, when Escobar made a surprising move to surrender to Colombian authorities. However, this was not a simple act of capitulation. Escobar negotiated the terms of his imprisonment, leading to the creation of a custom-built prison known as La Catedral. La Catedral was far from a typical prison. It featured amenities such as a soccer field, a bar, and even a nightclub. Escobar's negotiation allowed him to serve his sentence under conditions that were almost as luxurious as his former lifestyle. Despite this, Escobar's time at La Catedral was short-lived, as he continued to run his empire and commit crimes from within its walls. Our final incident takes us to the dramatic conclusion of Escobar's life. After his escape from La Catedral, in a series of violent clashes with Colombian authorities and rival drug gangs, a massive manhunt was launched. On December 2, 1993, Escobar's reign ended in a dramatic shootout with the Colombian National Police. Escobar was killed in the gunfight on a rooftop in Medellin. His death marked the end of a bloody chapter in Colombia's history. The violence and chaos that characterized his rule finally came to a close, but the impact of his actions left deep scars on the country. Escobar's legacy is complex. His reign of terror left a profound impact on Colombia, with long-lasting effects on its society and politics. Medellin has since worked to rebuild its image, confronting the dark past while moving toward a more stable future. Thank you for joining us as we explored these defining moments in Pablo Escobar's life. If you found this episode insightful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into history's most compelling figures. See you next time.